How y'all doing tonight? This is Gator coming at you, Defiance Illusion, with a few. Let me adjust the light. With a few suggestions for your upcoming holiday. How y'all doing? Now we can see each other. All right. Hope everybody's having a safe and happy beginning of their holiday planning. Sorry, I had to type something in real quick. Okay, here we go. Now we'll start off with that here in a minute. You know, there were some great authors, and they like most people don't even know about this one. This is actually Charles Dickens' second great hit. It's called The Christmas Earth Cricket on the Earth. Sorry, and that's Hearth, not Earth. And that's a Christmas tale and a classic. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And don't forget about Rudolph and Saint Nick and all that. And White Christmas with Bing Crosby. And here's another great one that plays off of that. Holiday Inn from Bing Crosby. And Fred Astaire. I'll start casting that one though. And then The Reason for the Season. Be sure you let your children watch that and read them the story of Jesus. That's what we used to do with our family tradition. Just a suggestion there for you. Another one. Smurfs. And this is a one CD set. But this one's a very old one. This has actually 2 holiday specials on it. So, and then here is the Smurfs, A Christmas Carol. And then here's a Flintstones Christmas Carol, which was absolutely awesome. And this one actually has 2 as well. It's a single CD, but it has a bonus episode, Christmas Flintstone. That's absolutely just phenomenal. Now, of course, probably the best Santa Claus of all time. Highly recommend that one. In fact, let's see, Santa Claus the movie. Let's see here. Had Dudley Moore, John Lithgow, David Huddleston, Judy Cornwell, and Burgess Meredith. All-star cast. Well worth the pickup. Now this one's a little late, but I wanted to show it anyway. Smurfs Sleepy Hollow. And it's actually really cool. Very cool. And then this is not too Christmassy, but it's about one of the greatest generals of all time that took Bastogne, relieved our forces there. Patton by George C. Scott. And here's another George C. Scott. Nobody ever played the Christmas Carol non-animated the way he did. And this is also a star cast. But nobody ever played Scrooge the way he did. And then This one's a little off the beaten path. When you mention it to a lot of people from our age group, I'm 50, they're like, what is that? And they always think that you're talking about the recent ones. No, there was one that set them all off. Jack Frost, the original. The guy who did Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and all that, he did this one too. Franken Bass or something like that. Yeah. It's got Buddy Hackett in it, Deborah Klinger, Robert Morse. It's an all-star cast. It's absolute, definite one that you want in your collection. I collect holiday, Christmas, and regular shows, as you can tell. Kind of fanatic, I guess you would say. Me myself, if it was up to me, I'd be ready for Christmas and New Year's around July. But I'm a redneck. But Defiance Illusion wants to wish all of you a happy and safe holiday. We have Thanksgiving coming up, and shortly after that, I'm sure everybody will be getting their trees up. And, remember your social distancing, wear your masks out, please be safe. Wash your hands everywhere you go. Take sanitizer with you everywhere you go. When you get home, change your clothes immediately and take a shower. Let's get on top of this epidemic again, and we'll have a tough transition ahead of us, but we'll see how things go. Anyway, remember the reason for the season, please. And I'm going to tell a story here. Hello, Nomadic Trucker. How you doing, buddy? Welcome. Always welcome. I used to be a truck driver myself before I got sidelined, unfortunately, because I loved my job. And, and this is a true story. I was driving through Eagles Pass down south, and there was a heavy fog that just come up, and everybody knows it's a truck driver. When the fog comes up on Eagles Pass, it don't mess around. It comes up hard and fast. Well, it come up on us hard and fast, and we was all, talking on the CBs and, turn lights on extra bright, to be sure we didn't run into nobody in front of us. We had to keep our proper distancing and everything. And there happened to be a small, tiny truck stop at the top of the mountain. I think it was Eagles Pass. Anyway, it was in Tennessee. Tennessee. Anyway, we got to the top of the mountain, and it's been years ago. And the guy led us into the truck stop, and we all got parked, and everybody went in, and, well, you got to sign off, let them know what's going on. We did that with our Qualcomms, and, I think I was driving for Night Transport, in fact, at the time, out of Columbus. And, we all went, got something to eat, showered and all that, and got back in our trucks, got bedded down, and woke up the next morning. There's a truck parked right in front of everybody that's trying to get out. including myself. And this guy just would not get up. So we had to call the police to wake him up, get him out of our way. Cop comes up and he raps on this guy's door, and this guy answers his door with a stick in his hand, and he sees it's a cop. He's like, whoa, my bad. Cop said, hey, man, you can't be parked like this. Even though this is a private parking lot, you can't park like this because you're stopping these guys from getting out. Boy, he was hot. He moved his truck. And so I pulled out and I swung around and I got back out on the highway. And man, there was this guy just cussing. I mean, he was cutting loose. It was awful. And some old man broke in. You can tell an old man by their voice and the way they carry themselves and their knowledge. And he just said, and God came down and put a foot on the mountain, and the mountain smoked. And you didn't hear a peep on that CB for the next half hour. And when somebody finally broke silence, all they said was, amen. I've never seen nothing like that. And I've been from coast to coast. I've been all over this country. And I never, in the 15 year I run a truck, I've never seen nothing like that in my entire, never even heard of nothing like that. But it was really touching. It made you think, it made you think. And it made you think about everything that you had to be grateful for. Because, I mean, all of us could have went right off the side of the mountain. I mean, nobody could have done it. Luckily, we had an experienced driver in the front, and he was very familiar with the terrain. I ran cabbage. I ran all that out west. Donner's Pass. I ran all that stuff several times. In fact, it was a funny story. I was on my maiden voyage, first time I'd ever driven a rig, and I was driving with Covenant Transport at that time. That's what I started with. And, your first couple of years as a truck driver, they really take you to the bank. I mean, they really take advantage of you. You just got to push past those first couple of years, then you got it made. Well, I won't say you got made, but you got a lot better off. But anyway, we're going, and my trainer, he was out of his time, so he bunked out in the back while I'm driving, which wasn't supposed to happen, but it did. He was the best trainer I ever had, by the way, even though he was bunked out. He was patient with me. He didn't scream at me, didn't holler at me, didn't try to put his hands on me, because that gets me to throw you out the truck, even though you're the trainer. I don't have the willpower not to fight back. But anyway, this guy was awesome, and his name was Herbert McGee, and he was out of San Antonio, Texas. And he was not far from retirement, and he just wonderful man, wonderful man. Can't say enough good about him. I pray God that he's alive and well, and he's retired and enjoying his life, and But anyway, we was driving to California, and I hit the bottom of this hill, and I said, well, here we go. I'm by myself, because he's bunked out in the back. He's sound asleep. You can hear him back there snoring. And I'm gear jamming up this hill. And as I get further and further up this hill, all of a sudden there's snow. And there's like snow plows going by me, like 2, 3 at a time. And I'm over in the right-hand lane with my flashers on, going up this hill. I'm probably doing about 20 miles an hour by the time I got to the top of Donner's Pass. And the Qualcomm, it goes beep. I look over and I'm not allowed to look at it because, I'm just a trainee. And the trainer, he's in the back. So, he's knocked out. I'm not going to wake him up, because I knew I wasn't nowhere near the end of my time. And, I'm just about to the peak of the mountain. And he goes, beep, beep. As I get closer to the peak, all of a sudden it just starts going beep. I mean, just solid beeping. And he jumps up and he comes, running up in there, and he's checking the Qualcomm. He's like, "Where the hell are we?" And I said, "Well, we're up on top of some mountain. That's all I know. It's my maiden voyage. I don't know where we're at. I see it. I told him, I said, I see a sign down at the bottom of the hill said Donner's Pass, whatever that means." He said, "You're driving Donner your first time?" I said, "Well, I guess so. I'm in the driver's seat and we're at the top of the hill." He said, "Lord have mercy." He strapped his seatbelt on, and it was a good time. It was a good time. It was, he's all freaking out, telling me how to, don't let it get above fifth gear, pump them brakes, slow it down, but watch your rear end, make sure it don't swing around on you, things like that. If you burn your brakes up, get it into one of the, off ramp, the sand off ramps to, stop it, truck stop, avoid any accidents. And when we started going down the hill, I just turned my blinkers off because we was boogieing. And once I got halfway down the hill, the snow disappeared. And as we got closer to the bottom of the hill, it got right down warm. I'd never seen nothing like that, because I was just from Ohio, But I had a really good career. I miss it a lot. I miss all my brothers out there and all my sisters. If Peggy ever sees this, and Jim, shout out. I miss them. I miss working. I really like my job, and I work with some of the best people. Bobby, the mechanic from Night Transport Columbus, my God, that guy was the most awesome garage mechanic and manager I'd ever seen in my life. I was very blessed to be around great people that took care of me. Anyway, but please remember the reason for the season this year and say a prayer, not only for yourself, but for our great nation and for our brothers and sisters in this nation. We may not agree with each other, but there's no reason why we can't put our shoulders together and everybody help lift this load and walk forward. And in case you're wondering what I'm listening to, it's actually called Blackmore's Night. I would highly recommend you go out and pick the winter carols up from Blackmore's Night if you're a Christmassy type of guy. It's more Renaissance type, but it's very, very, very good. And of course, it's Richie Blackmore. I mean, he don't put no bad stuff out. But I just wanted to do a short movie review and like a cartoon review, and wish everybody a happy holiday, happy and safe holiday. Remember your social distancing, please. Don't let this thing get a hold of you. And because here at Defiance Illusion, we care about y'all. Y'all are everybody who supports us here. We thank you and God bless you, and we don't want to see you get hurt. So please keep at least 10 feet between you and other people, and wear your masks. In fact, I'd wear a mask and gloves because it's the holidays, and still sanitize your hands, and change your clothes as soon as you get home. And take a shower and wash down real good with good soap and water. Um, Driving through Winston-Salem southbound right now. You be safe out there, my brother. You be safe out there. You be safe. God bless you. Um, I'm going to start doing these painting by number things. Wondering if anybody had any suggestions of what they'd like to see me paint or whatever. I know I got a old dude sitting on the ground feeding, I guess it's a snake or a dragon under a mushroom, and then I got another one that's just like a swamp type setting at night. Pretty interesting stuff, and I'm getting a couple more because the only picture that I remember the only two pictures that I remember from the time I was a child that I would be interested in finding is the bread man. A lot of us in my age group grew up with that. Our parents had it hanging in the kitchen or on a wall somewhere. That was the old white dude with he had his hands folded, over his bowl of soup, and he was praying, and a Bible on the side, with a little humble piece of bread there. They called it the bread man. That's that one, and there was another one I was thinking of. Oh, the Last Supper. Those are the two pictures that the only two pictures I'll probably put in my house that I will not be painting. I'm still laid up unfortunately. This year, hopefully they'll get my operation in. This COVID thing put everything on hiatus. And due to what is going on with me, they were afraid of doing the operation this year because of my condition. And hopefully, everything works out. But to all my trucker family out there, God bless you. Be safe, please. Prayers. And remember your fellow man. If you see somebody on the side of the road having trouble and it's another trucker, stop and help him out. Let's get everybody home for the holidays. And I wanted to give a shout out to my new friend, the Nordic trucker, or nomadic trucker, I'm sorry. Which is it. He's up in Winston-Salem, southbound right now. So you be careful, my brother. I don't know if you've run into any snow up in that area or not, but they say that we might get a little bit of snow here in Ohio even over the next day or two. But with that being said, snow's nothing but a thing. I mean, all those truckers, we got to deal with it. Super singles suck in it, but you do what you got to do. It's just part of the job. You carry on, you make your money. I really respect the truck drivers because I was one, so I understand firsthand what they go through. It's either great or it's horrible. There's no really in between. Yeah, but when it's great, it's awesome. I mean, when everything just pops off just perfect, it's just awesome. Please be careful out there, guys. all my fellow truckers. And know that Mr. Breeze is with you. They call me Gator on here, but out there I was known as Mr. Breeze. Because I used to run I-77 north and south through West Virginia and Ohio. Uh, hauling machine parts out of Ohio down to Georgia. There were some other turnoffs, but I can't remember right off the top of the head what they were. I'd have to break out my old maps and look, or break out my old GPS and look. I'm sure it's still stored in there. Matter of fact, I need to get that thing out and update it just in case. You never know. Please respect each other. Don't fly off the handle. Um, don't let nobody. Be aware of your surroundings. Is what I'm trying to say. Just be aware of your surroundings. Not only because of the distancing, but people are a little nutty right now. So if you see any problems, just call the police. Don't be a hero. Call the police. Let them do their job. Nobody ever wants to hurt nobody. Let the police do their job. That way, nobody hopefully gets hurt. And don't forget, you gotta get that Christmas tree up right after Thanksgiving or right before Thanksgiving, however your family does it. Me myself, I used to put mine up right around the beginning of November, and it stayed up until about February, and then I'd take it down. I know that seems like a long time, but I love Christmas. I love the decorations. I love turning the lights off when the tree's on, and you know, thinking about loved ones that's done gone on, knowing that they're sitting there with me in spirit. And if they could talk to me, they'd tell me to carry on. Even though I've been through hell these past few years, they'd tell me to carry on, and I'm going to carry on. You know, uh, but please enjoy your family. And if you can, please don't forget to donate to the gospel mission in Dayton, Ohio. They help feed the people who have absolutely nothing. They're homeless and they really need help. So please donate to the gospel mission in Dayton, Ohio. And if you can't get a hold of them, the 2nd Street Catholic Church, the Irish Parish, St. Joseph's, contact them. They also feed, the poor and get people groceries and get people into the warmth. People are going through a tough time right now. And it's going to be even a rougher transition, I'm afraid. But we're Americans. We'll lock our arms together and we'll walk through it. Keep your head up. Defiance Illusion, signing off for the night. Y'all be careful out there. Bed down. Get you some rest. We'll see you again soon. Please ring the bell. Subscribe. Oh, I forgot to do my shout outs. I'm sorry. Shout out to Styles. Shout out to Odin. My partners at Defiance Illusion. Shout out to Big D and Hobbs Horror. And shout out to Pauline Dumpster Diving in Cincinnati. And a shout out to Scrap Dog. Y'all's our family. Thanks for all your support. Oh, and CB's drunkards headbang room or something like that. You know, my brother up in Canada, you know, he cranks on some metal for me. Always been good to me. Check him out. And y'all be safe. Okay? And let's get these Christmas carols going. Let's get in the spirit here. You know, let's start saying our prayers early, and God will bless our nation. Because we're one nation under God. And we got to stand on that. So y'all take care. This is Defiance Illusion. Gator speaking. Mr. Breeze, since my trucker friend is on here, that was my call sign on the road, was Mr. Breeze. I ran the route of 77 all the time through West Virginia, through the mountains. So, prayers for all the truckers. And people, please respect the truck drivers. They're not dumb people like everybody talks about. They're some of the smartest people I've ever met. And they deserve a lot more respect than what they get. Because without them, you wouldn't have your clothes. You wouldn't have nothing. There wouldn't be no food. There wouldn't be anything. So please show them the utmost respect and thank them when you see them. But y'all take care. This is Gator signing off. Dayton strong. Keep the peace. We love y'all. Goodbye. And happy holidays from all of us here at Defiance Illusion.